Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, all the municipalities of my riding have prioritized affordable housing as our top priority. And the housing minister is tasked with addressing the housing crisis that has been caused by 10 years of failed Liberal policies. Now, the former Minister of Housing indicated that they'd have to build 550,000 units every year for 4 years to catch up with the massive increase in immigration that he caused. That is what is needed. But the current minister has just announced $13 billion to build only 4,000 units. That's $3.25 million per unit. That's not affordable housing, and it certainly doesn't bridge the gap. I'm not surprised, since when the minister was the mayor of Vancouver, he helped create the most expensive housing bubble on the planet. And now, to run the new government bureaucracy, he's hired Anna Baleo, a former Toronto City Councillor who was supposed to create affordable housing and instead created the second highest priced housing bubble on the planet. Now, I'm always willing to help out the government, especially when it helps my riding. And so I have made the minister aware of the list of affordable housing projects that we have on the books in my riding that are shovel-ready. And the 5 projects in 5 years initiative will add 314 spaces for the low price of $27 million. That's just $86,000 per space, not $3.25 million per space. The County of Lambton has promised $38 million for affordable housing, and multiple municipality initiatives that could use the federal money to accelerate their projects of 450 units at $84,000 per space. Plimpton, Wyoming is building 400 units for $15 million, and they are middle houses. That's $37,500 a unit, not $3.25 million. There's also a plan to create 200 all-year-round trailers that will cost people to purchase between $100,000 and $150,000. Now that's affordable. So for the low price of $80 million, you could build 1,400 spaces at an average cost of $57,000 per space versus the Liberal plan to spend $13 billion to only get 4,000 spaces. So this $13 billion boondoggle follows the $4 billion Housing Accelerator Fund that built exactly 0 houses. The municipalities that received money from that fund actually increased the permitting fees for builders instead of creating affordable housing. So my question then is for the minister. Will he give us $80,000 in Sarnia-Lambton to build all of the affordable houses that are shovel-ready? And when is he going to introduce a plan to build 550,000 units a year to address the continued mass migration? What specifically will he build that people can afford? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Our new government understands that housing affordability is important, and that it is important for us to make life more affordable for Canadians. That's why we implemented tax cuts for the middle-class, dual-income families effective as of this past Canada Day. This will allow 22 million hardworking Canadians to save up to $840 per couple per year, totaling $27 billion for Canadians over 5 years. And that's why we're eliminating the goods and services tax on first-time home purchases at or under $1 million, saving buyers up to $50,000 on their first home, and reducing the GST for homes priced between $1 million and $1.5 million. These measures are on top of changes to mortgage rules, like allowing 30-year mortgage amortizations for first-time home buyers. Together, these measures will lower housing costs for Canadians and help young families buy their first home, a dream that was attainable for their parents' generation and which we are working hard to help them realize. We are committed to building a housing system that works for everyone. The Government of Canada has already signed over 240 agreements under the $4.4 billion Housing Accelerator Fund to incentivize municipalities to cut red tape, increase housing densification, and speed up building. These actions are expected to support the permitting of more than 800,000 new homes over the next decade. While there is more work to do, the Government of Canada is putting affordability front and centre, because every Canadian should have access to a home they can afford. Mr. Speaker, the Government of Canada understands the urgency of the housing crisis and that it will take a collaborative effort to boost supply and restore affordability. And that is why we launched Build Canada Homes, a new federal agency that will finance and build affordable housing at scale across our country. It will leverage public lands, offer flexible financial incentives, attract private capital, facilitate large portfolio projects, and support manufacturers to build the homes that Canadians need. Build Canada Homes will build affordable housing by partnering with builders and housing providers that are focused on long-term affordability. It will focus on using Canadian-made materials and modern construction methods such as factory-built housing to catalyze an entire industry, one that builds faster and more sustainably. This is a real plan, one that Canadians elected us to act on. On day one, we announced the acceleration of 4,000 units on 6 sites with a potential for 45,000 more on those sites. It's just the beginning. Our plan builds on the successes of existing initiatives such as the National Housing Strategy, which has reduced or eliminated housing for so many Canadians. The federal government is making historic investments and making new housing with a new Team Canada approach.
The Honourable Member for Sarnia, Lambton-Bickerjemagog.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I didn't really hear the answers I was looking for. They're saying that the $13 billion bureaucracy is going to start with 4,000 homes, but the fact remains nothing's been built, and housing starts are down 13% in the country. Young people are losing hope of ever being able to afford a home. So we need to see the detailed plan. The minister has had 6 months. What's going to be built? How many apartments? How many modular homes that Brookfield and the Prime Minister, as a direct result, will profit from are going to be built? Where are they going to be built? What are the lists of the Crown lands that were promised that were going to be turned over and turned into affordable housing? With no plan and no details, it's clear that there won't be any shovels in the ground anytime soon. So why doesn't the government get out of the way and give the money to people like Sarnia, Lambton-Bickerjemagog, who could build 1,400 units for the low, low price of $80 million?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Canadians expect action, and that's exactly what the Government of Canada is delivering. I am so happy that our program will have a strong focus on affordable and supportive housing, something that is so very needed in our country. The new federal agency, Build Canada Homes, will finance and build affordable homes at scale and will supercharge home building across the country by leveraging modern methods of construction, such as factory-built housing. It will support more affordable housing for low and middle-income households so that Canadians can have access to a home within their means. We have a real plan to build up our country. We want everybody to participate. We look forward to more information being shared about Build Canada Homes in the weeks ahead, and it's time to build.